Hello everyone, welcome back again to another session of the demo on networking and the advanced level of networking. Now, first of all, before I go ahead with any discussion, because as I told you, today I am going to discuss about something special that we do in the classroom. Before I go ahead with that, please raise your hands if you can hear me. If my voice is audible to you, please raise your hands in Zoom. Well done, well done. Thank you for your response. Thank you for your prompt response. Thank you so much, all of you. Now going ahead with our discussion. What we have learned till now, we learned about where the technology stands in today's corporate world. What is the demand of the technology that we are going to learn? Then we also have understood if we want to learn this giant technology, then how are we going to learn it? How are we going to learn those concepts we have seen till now? In today's session, before I take you to that special classroom scenarios, let me tell you about the options that you have. It is as good as when you try to go and take the admission to your degree or master's, you need to define the stream. Yeah, once again, can you hear me? Please raise your hands. If you can hear me, all of you. In Zoom, you can raise your hands. If all of you can hear me, please raise your hands. Because some new joinees just know they have joined. Please raise your hands if you can hear me. Or you, in the chat box, type yes. When you can hear me, simply type yes in the chat box. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you so much for your response. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let us continue with our discussion. As I told you, whenever you try to learn something, today's days are days of specialization. You know, you go to any of the stream of your life, any of the field in your life. You go to medical field, you go to astronomy, you go to biology, you go to mathematics, you go anywhere you go, you will find that there are some specialization there. There are some specialization streams there. They will say, do you want to learn this? The university will ask, do you want to learn this or that or that? They all lead to some certain specialization. Because today's science has reached the sky limit where there is no end into the learning process. So we cannot say that we have mastered mathematics, completely we have mastered physics, because there is no end to that. So thereby, they cannot say that the whole of the technology can be learned by a single person in the whole professional life or career. It is not possible in today's day. And thereby, the streams are becoming more and more specific and specialized. Networking is also into the same pattern, into the same framework. There has been so many specialization in networking coming up. Every day they're coming up with every product they're coming up. I told you, smart products are there, intelligent products are there, and thereby learning about them, learning about those products are becoming more and more specialized. They come out with a product and you will find that they have released one learning track for that product. This voice and video. This came up and we found that collaboration stream came out. Security, long back during networking, during the start of internet, security came up, concern for security came up, they come out with security stream. Why wireless connectivity came out, They came out with Wi-Fi specialty. So for every such product that is coming and entering into the market, they will create one specialized learning stream for that product, because they want the people, the person who works for that product, he or she must be specialist, must be, as I said, smarter than the product. Then only we can control that. Now, in the first phase of today's discussion, we will talk about those specialties. First of all, let me tell you the stages of learning. Because as I told you, learning process, in every learning curriculum, there are some stages, there are some depth to which you can learn it if you wish. You want to go to a higher depth, you go for that level of learning, which takes you to more, just like BSc Physics, MSc Physics, and PhD in Physics. Name remains the same, but you go deeper into the subject. You learn more about the subject. That is where the stages come into picture. Cisco is a giant technology. 85% of the internet-enabled productivities are Cisco, meaning is what? 85% almost of the global clients of networking are using Cisco products. And that is the reason this giant technology cannot be learned in one single stretch. Thereby, they have made the platform, just like as you get the platform in your academics, they also have made the platform. Talking about the learning tracks of Cisco, starting from, you see it from bottom to top. One entry, they have told that you learn the technology at this stage. If you learn the technology at this stage, it will make you an associate, and that's what is your associate level of learning. An associate to the company does what? Normally, he or she follows the instruction that has been given to them by the team leader or the project manager. Whatever has been told, they do. They normally do not take the decision, but still they are professional, still they are network engineers, but their task has been defined by someone that has been placed at the bottom level, and that is what is your course, CCNA. Going ahead, CCNP. Now, here, the people who do, they are considered as professional because of the fact is not only that this curriculum has been updated, it's not because of that, because these people know about all the current products that are being released to the market as well. They can take their own decision. They are almost, you can say, the policy makers. They're into the professional level. Definitely, their entry to the industry is at a different level. But one thing, the prerequisite to enter into it, obviously, of course, this does not have much of the prerequisite. And I told you, as a trainer, I don't want any prerequisite from any of my students. Come with a big zero in mind towards networking and let me teach you this particular platform. That is the entry for one who does not have much of the knowledge about networking. But the people, those who have certain knowledge, who have got certain experience, or who have studied networking up to certain stage, for them to start with, you have this CCNP. It is now today, Cisco has made it clear that if you have certain knowledge in networking, you have studied networking, you worked with networking, especially for the professionals, and if you think that you want to do CCNP, you do not have to pass through this barrier, do this and then do this. No, you can directly come and do this. And your position to the industry will be almost at the decision-making level. Then they have the other one, that is the expert level of learning, where I will say one single sentence about this expert level of learning. Again, there is no prerequisite, one can directly come, but I say as a trainer, don't come and do this unless you have certain experience in networking. Though Cisco says that without prerequisite you can do it, but I say as a trainer, no to that. Have some experience, learn something there, and then come and do this. You will be comfortable. You can learn it, you can finish up the learning process. And the element that actually highlights this particular program, CCIE, the expert level of program, the element that highlights that program to me as a trainer for so many years into Cisco networking is these people can do something which others cannot do instantly. And that is what is, my dear friends, that is what is troubleshooting. Finding out where we went wrong. Why my network is down. And why the downtime is so long for me in my industry, in my company. They can find it out in no time. And that's the reason they have been put into expert level. And to me, that is the biggest element, biggest tag that these people carry with their profile. You might have found, you might have heard about NOC team, GNOC team. You find some problem there in your network sitting here. You try to do and troubleshoot, you could not. Escalate it with all the parameters to someone who is globally sitting somewhere in the world, and those people are this. Every organization has got a group of these CCI people who will be sitting in certain locations and will be responsible mainly to do the troubleshooting in the network. Whenever an issue has been raised, these people will ensure that your network comes back up and running without delay, within no time. Downtime to the network has been reduced to the minimum. These people will ensure. Just imagine the banking, SBI banking network. Their network is down. People are not getting to log into the banking server. They're not being able to transact money. See just how much it will affect their business. So at that point of time, what these people will do? The network team, the local network team, if they can do it, well and good. If they cannot, they will escalate it to the GNOC team who is sitting somewhere in the world. Immediately they will resolve the issue. Now that is the level of this particular program. But not ending with that, Cisco came out with the highest level of learning platform. And that is what we say Cisco certified architect. We say them, we call them as architect of network, if I have the control. So they are architects of network. You know the meaning of architect, one who has got that innovation into their mind about everything in and out of network. And that is what is architect. The architect who designs your house knows everything starting from foundation up to the interior decoration of your modular kitchen. Everything he knows about or she knows about. And that's what is architect. These people are very few hundred currently are there in the whole of the world, but they know everything. So we know that there is something, some stage to which we can reach, but I will tell as a trainer, it is not the time for us to go to those levels. For us, as a beginner, we have got two stages. One, we can always start with the associate level of learning. It will make us eligible to enter into job position. Next to that, if you have certain experience or certain knowledge about networking, or already we might have done CCNA before prior to this, then we have this CCNP there. But remember, this is not a prerequisite that you must do CCNA, then come to CCNP. You can directly enter into this program. Probably we'll be missing some of the basics there when we go to CCNP directly. But here we start with very root level. Now this is what is the learning track. Now I'll tell you these two programs. One is the associate level program, one is the professional level of program. You can directly enter into any of them. Depending on your background, you can enter into it. One of the learning track is associate level, which CCNA came out with one of the version or the number, the code number, the international code number that represents that curriculum 200-301. And this is the single curriculum at this stage of associate level, single curriculum. Anywhere in the world, it is just like when you try to enter into your college for the first time, +2 for the first time. You are not telling that I am doing +2 in physics, +2 in chemistry, +2 in mathematics. No, it is general +2 for you in science. You just select a combination. Here also the same thing. When you say that I want to start learning, I'm a fresher, I don't know anything, I don't have any background. Yes, you start learning with this, which is a single module at that stage. There is no choice that I want security, I want to go for Wi-Fi, I want to go for collaboration, no choice here. Yesterday we got a question, can I do CCNA Wi-Fi? There is no CCNA Wi-Fi. It is only single CCNA, combined CCNA, wherein you get the flavor of everything, starting from data center, cloud, network automation, security, routing, switching, Wi-Fi, network management, everything you get the flavor here. That is how they have developed the syllabus. So this is a single entry point at this stage. But if someone says that, no, I know about few things, because yesterday when we were talking, a few of the people, they started asking about command line and all. Definitely these people have got some experience or have got some knowledge about, so they can enter into the next level, which we call as professional. I mean, Cisco calls it professional level of learning. There, this is the program, CCNP, there you have the choice. It is as good as you're not going to take admission for BSc. Now you cannot say general BSc in science. You have to now say, or you're taking admission in MSc, you have to now say that in physics or in chemistry or in mathematics, so you have to select your stream. It cannot be in general for all the science in the world. So thereby, when you say that I want to start my career as CCNP, you have the choice, and you do it in security. If you think you are leaning, you are interested in security, go with security. If you think, no, I am interested in enterprise, go with enterprise. Data center, collaboration, service provider, different streams. Now you cannot do CCNP in whole of the technology. As I said, it's very big. Thereby, they have given this, they have given this streams that now a user can or a learner can select. See the methodology, enter into the technology, learn about it, get the flavor of all the streams. Then if you think you want to go for the next level of learning as a fresher, then your selection comes into picture. Just imagine if I say that you do CCNA in security, which was there in 1 year back, probably it was there. CCNA security, without knowing what is security, if I start selecting the specialization as the very basic level, then just imagine, after some time when I found that security is not my choice, let me go back to collaboration because that looks more interesting for me. If you try to do that, it is as good as, I'll tell you, you are the pilot, you are flying the craft, you are into the runway and you are with full throttle going down the runway. At the end, you are thinking that no, today is not the day for fly, let me rest. Just imagine the situation. So thereby, no turning point. Thereby, the specialization streams have been put into the next level so that you now know, you have got a better understanding of the technology. Now you select your stream. So CCNP will have those streams. And we are currently focusing on this enterprise level of stream because of the demand and the requirement from the industry in terms of number of openings, in terms of number of job positions into industry, and more people, they prefer enterprise CCNP. And we are coming out with that program currently, CCNP. So when we are trying to go for CCNP, it is going to be our enterprise CCNP as of now. Right. This is what is about our career path to be built in Cisco networking to become a Cisco network engineer. But my focus, which is my favorite subject, which I want to teach to all my students, that's what is project. When we entered into industry, we never had any idea about what do we mean by project. We just entered, we landed up knowingly or unknowingly, we struggled there, and then we came to know what is project. But what happened? We learned, but the time taken to reach that level was more than normal. And that is the reason I don't want my student to face this situation. They must know. When we say there is a project, you're going to be put in a project, they must know what is that. I'll bring that scenario to the classroom. It's not only bringing the scenario, I'll make them work with that so that they understand. It's not only that. When you are trying to build your profile to apply to some certain job position, to certain organization, certain company, when you're trying to build your profile, as I said, as a B candidate, you write which project you were involved into, what was your role for the project, what was the objective of the project, what was the duration of the project, and the tools that you use for the project, the back end, the front end, and everything you write in a detail in your CV, right? The same way. When you do CCNA, when you finish up CCNA, after that, during the course curriculum itself, when I make you work in this project, you can reflect the whole idea of the project into your profile. Just imagine that. How many of CCNA candidate or student will be reflecting these ideas into their profile? Let me tell you about the scenario now. My intention here is to tell you about how do we go ahead with that. It's a special element that I bring into my classroom. I have got a scenario of a head office. This is the head office. One location somewhere in the world, a client site against some other corner of the world, connected to each other. Yesterday I've shown you how the connections and other things. Now the people working here, this person has been put into a project, which is actually the project of this particular company to design their network, to implement, to configure, to troubleshoot, to optimize, to maintain. This person has been given. It's not one person, it's a team who has been given that responsibility. They're being put into that project. Now, how they carry on the project? For every single purpose, they cannot fly to that location. They have to do everything from here. Taking control of the whole network, they will be controlling the network from here. Now, I am trying to tell you what, it's a real-time scenario that this company, which is probably a non-IT company, they do not have an IT team, so they have outsourced the whole project to us. Now, these people have never seen that, but still they are into work. That is what is the scenario that a network engineer will normally be put into. Now, requirement for the project has been already sent to your company. Your project manager has collected those requirements, and requirements are like this. There are one project team, which team size 12, and 2 groups are there. They sit in the ground floor for that client company. There is one more team, which is size 20, 3 groups are there. They sit in the first floor. That is the primary requirement that those company has given to you. So you just imagine, okay, first floor is there. There one team sits with the size 20 and group number 3 groups. Just imagine this. This is the requirement they have given. Further, you just focus on one floor, ground floor. Now you have never seen that client company, but still then you have an imagination in your mind. Project team number 1 sits in the ground floor, and floor number 1, project team number 2 sits. That is your imagination. You are sitting here. Then what you do is, you take a rough sketch in your mind. Okay, this is what is the sitting arrangement. Maybe in the ground floor, there's a block called as block number 1, where 6 of the team members sits, which comes under group number 1, and the next block where the 6 rest will sit under group number 2. And there might be some free space for the visitors. This is what is the idea that has come to your mind, because you are going to design their network. You are going to implement their network. You are going to configure their network. Without imagining these factors, you will never be able to design it. They might be showing you some photograph of it, but that is not enough. So this is where I want the learners should understand what exactly is the requirement. Someone has outsourced the project. What is that requirement? How they want their project to be? This is what first thing that I want my students to learn. Now, along with that, they have also given some security requirement also. Project team number 1 can access server number 1. Project team number 2 can access server number 2. All these things they have to. We have never seen where is server number 1. We have never seen where is server number 2. We have never seen anything in and out of that client location. But still then, we are into the project. We are working on it. And we have to make the project ready for this client. How do we do so? And that is where I bring this to the classroom as if we go to the client location. We see the client location. We see their sitting arrangement. We see their infrastructure. And then finally we come back to our head office and then we start working on the project. Just imagine how much difference it will make. If all these documentations that I'm showing you in terms of requirements will be there in front and looking at them, you try to develop the project, or when I make you go to the client side, have a look at the client side, take the requirements by yourself and then come and develop the project, how much difference they will make. So in the first place, I do that. So I will take you for a journey through the client side, show you the client side, then make you understand that this is the requirement, and for this particular client, in this way, you have to start developing, and I will be showing it to you in the classroom in an animated way. Let us go for a journey to the client location and see their arrangement, at least in the ground floor, where 2 groups were there, and in each group, there were some 6 people sitting. That was the arrangement for their sitting location. And let us try to design the computer network for them. Then we will see what we need to design. Do we need a router or a firewall or what that we can decide. Let us go for a journey. This is what is the park, IT park. I'm taking you through a journey. It's a big park. You can see not many buildings are there. You can see all big buildings are there, but this is not our target building. This is not our target company. Let us move ahead. So we are moving ahead to our location to see the infrastructure. Here we will probably take a left turn, and this is what is our client location. And you can see the name there, Global Net Solution is our client. For them, we are going to build the network. We are going to design the network. Let us enter into it and see, because our target is the ground floor. In ground floor, to see how they have made the sitting arrangement, what is the infrastructure. Let us pass through the security barrier, and this is what is the room where, as I said, the project team sits. Its entry is only for the team members. Let us see the infrastructure. Because you can see it's a big one, stretched from this corner to that corner. The team members will be sitting here. You are looking at it. This is what is meant for group number 1. Group number 1 sits here. For them, 6 computers are there. This is what is the furniture. This is what is their sitting location. You have taken the note of it. Go to the other side of the room. See that group 2 sits here. 6 people, 6 professionals. They sit here and they work. So you are getting a physical picture of the whole location come out of it. Now start designing the network project for them in the ground floor. Start configuring, start implementing, start maintaining. everything, now you start. And this is how, in the first place, I take you for a journey. But that's not all. You have just seen it. But next to that, you have to work on it. And that's where I'll put you into this group, which we call as team members. My students in my classroom, they are all team members. And I will be the team leader. I will be giving the instructions to them, what to do, what not to do. And they will be following it, and they will be keep on doing their activities day in, day out, along with the learning process of the curriculum. Simple. Let me tell you, like if I say that, okay, these five, the first five, they are my students. I'm making a project team out of these 5 students put together. What they will do, I will distribute the work for them. Member number 1, team member 1, the first member, they will be doing routing configuration. Member number 2, second member will be doing security configuration. This is how I will distribute the load between them. So everyone will get involved into it. Do the configurations, whatever I tell you. First you learn, because that is the learning process, of course. So after that, do it. And when you finish up all this as a team, you have completed the whole development of the project. Then you will submit it to me. I will test it. If it is working fine, I will say yes, and our task ends there. Because it is a classroom project, we don't have to deploy the project to a client. That we can understand. But the amount of work, the complexity of work that I will be assigning to all of you will be according to the real-time environment, will have the flavor of real-time environment. It depends on whether you are at the CCNA level, I'll be designing the module accordingly. If you are at the CCNP level, I'll be designing the module accordingly. One thing, let me tell you, people have got this confusion in mind, right? This is head office, this is my client side. You get a team in general, there will be so many teams. So you get one entry to one team, which we call as core team. Else, they may put you into client team. Remember, this is the same work. Same work they will be doing. You are at CCNA, you will be doing that. You are at CCNP level, you will be doing that. The same work, same environment. It is the same thing. You have a cabin, you have a place to sit, you have a desktop or a laptop in front, and you are working with all these that you have learned throughout the course. But you may be either in this or you may be in that. And what's the difference between? That is the question, in fact. So let me tell you the difference. The core team, if they have put you into the core team, you will be responsible for design, implementation, configuration, troubleshooting of your own company. You are an MSP, your company is an MSP, it has got wing all over the world, it has got business partners, it has got clients, all this big network you will be dealing with. Your team will be in charge of maintaining your own network, and that's what is the core team. Maybe they put you into the client team. So if they put you into the client team, the exact same work you will be doing of design, implementation, troubleshooting, expansion, and whatnot. The exact same thing we'll be doing, but not for your network, for your client's network. So the bifurcation comes at the beginning when they try to appoint you. Let me tell you, as a fresher, it is very normal that a person will be put into the client team because they are freshers, they are learners still. So if they do certain mistakes, definitely they will be doing. It will affect what? The client side network, which we can overcome whenever we want. But core team does some mistakes. affects the whole backbone of your company, though it is the same work that they are doing. So thereby, to enter into core team, it takes some time. Anyhow, this is the teamwork that I was telling you about. Job positions for a CNA fresher. Normally, the entry-level job position will always create some confusion in mind. They say network engineer, but network engineer is a very generic term. You actually get into the position of network support engineer, NOC engineer, SOC engineer, GNOC engineer, and TAC engineer. All these things are actual real-time job position in company. It's not just network engineer. When I say network engineer, that's a generic term. These are all specific positions. When you actually get your appointment letter, we know how do we get that appointment letter. First of all, we get the intent letter. When we sign the intent letter, they will be giving us a date of joining. And when we go there, we get an offer letter. After we get the offer letter, then document verification, background verification, everything will happen. It will take maybe 2 to 3 months of time. Then they will actually release the position for us. They will actually show us that you are now NOC engineer. So this will come. These are the normal positions that we get when we enter into industry after we get the appointment letter. But in offer and intent letter, it will be simply said as like you are network engineer. You have been appointed. We are proud or we are happy to appoint you as a network engineer. That's it. Monitoring engineer also is a part of it. After all this, my friends, what's your preparation? You are sitting at home. What do you do? How do you prepare? So let me tell you about your preparation. Register to LMS, our learning and management service, the world-class learning and management service. And I told you the benefit of this LMS in the previous session already, that how the amount of activities in terms of time that you do with the LMS is going to help you when we project you as a job-ready candidate in front of our clientele. How they are going to look at you as how much duration, how much time, how much effort you have put towards the learning process. In other way, how job-ready you are. That will be counted with these activities that you perform with the LMS. Of course, the question has come to the mind, how do I register? And now everything will be disclosed to you. It will come to you. How do you register with LMS? What is your credential to register? How do you log into the activities and perform the activities? All these things will come to you definitely. And finally, as I said, these two factors are also, they also play equally important role in our preparation phase. But these two factors probably is not, I cannot leave it only to you because my guidance or my involvement is needed for these two. That we will talk about later, especially the interview skill part of it. So this is our preparation sitting at home. LMS is going to record not only every hour, every minute, every second. LMS, I will tell you, you will get two things. One is the username. This is what is the URL. When you go to this URL, you'll be getting one username, and that is normally your registered mail ID with us. And along with that, you will be getting a password. When you type this password, going to the site, just click on login, as yesterday I have shown you. Sign in with this, type the password, you get login, where you find all the activities there. So this is what is actually the way, the method by which we conduct the blended mode of training. But one thing again, I repeat for all of you, coming and meeting me online is a must. As a trainer, I always expect everyone who opts for the course should come to me and talk. It's not just going through some ready-made activities there. Come and meet me. Listen to me, talk to me, ask me, answer me. You will find it is not only that you are doing the course, you are finishing up some professional level of course, you will also find that you are doing it in a much interesting way. So that tomorrow when someone asks you, which course have you done? The answer to that question is going to be from your side as, I have done CCNA in this way. There is a way to tell that I have done it in this way. It is not just normal CCNA around the globe because it's a global syllabus. Any corner of the world, they learn the same, but they do not learn it with that speciality. So you keep in mind that speciality. And these are the ornamental elements or the tags that I bring to your classroom. Your project is one of that. And it's not only to tell someone that you have done CCNA in a special way, it is also to reflect that in your resume. A technical recruiter looking into two resumes, one says CCNA, other says CCNA with all this. You can understand the different ways between these two. That's what is my meaning. So whoever opt for it, I welcome all of you. Let us make it as a mission. It's not just a learning process, just not a copybook style of classroom learning process. Let us make it as a mission. I hope all of you are with me. I thank you very much for spending your time and listening to me. Of course, there are some things that we would like to discuss because today is the end of this particular demo session. This is the third day. So the workshop that we have conducted for 3 days, we have got certain things to be discussed with you people. So I will share those information to you, those who really have interest to build their career in this particular stream of networking. I will share my screen and I will show it to you.
Okay, so here, this is our corporate website. You see Rooman.net and you see various certifications. If you go to programs, you could see this CCNA, CCNP program. Okay, so it's a 60-hour program and there are different modes of delivery for this program. The first one is the online mode, which is a mandatory, and the features of this program, it is a self-paced program. All the videos of each and every topic and subject, whatever is defined as per Cisco's curriculum, is being recorded by the instructors and it is put onto our LMS. Those who enroll for this program, okay, will get a complete 60 hours of the training videos. Then you also get 20 hours of aptitude and logical reasoning class, assignments, hundreds of assignments. As I said, these are all taken from live examples. You get a complete study material and course guides along with the lab guides. And there will be an instant doubt resolution at the discussion form. There's a separate discussion form. And you will have the access to the course for a period of 6 months. Once you enroll for this online pace, you take this course at your own pace. And the duration of the course is 60 hours and accessible for a period of 6 months. The same way, we have a live instructor-led program, okay, which is 60 hours plus 30 hours of live instructor. So the instructor would be coming live as and when the classes are scheduled. If it is scheduled every day the instructor would come online and give you live classes. The only difference here is the instructor, you're not in the class, you're online. The instructor is also online. He gives you a real-time live virtual instructor-led class. So you will have interaction with the students, which is basically the Rooman alumni. You will have doubt clarification session, and you will have access to all the recordings and the self-paced videos. And then the third mode is the classroom mode, which is an instructor-led. So it's a 60-hour program. So you will also have access to the live and online mode, which is a self-paced, and the instructor recorded videos, and instructor is also live here in the classroom. So you'll be visiting your center wherever the classes are scheduled, and you will be taking up the class in the classroom. And then you have a blended mode. So this mode is all in one, online plus live plus classroom. So here you will have all these three, and then you will have additional session with the instructor, recording, access to recording. Additionally, you will have industrial visit, and you will be scheduling the batch at your local center. So you can opt for any of these modes. The first mode, the online mode, is a mandatory mode. You go to enroll. Here come. So select the plan that best suits you and get started from the range of options available. The first option, online self-paced, is mandatory. So other options are top up. Based on your feasibility and the one that suits you better, you can take up the program. For example, you take CCNA self-paced. So you just pay 4,000 rupees and you take the course. So you will have access to the videos by the instructor for a period of 6 months, as I described a few minutes before, and a host of other facilities. And then you wanted an instructor also, a live class. So you pay additional to, this is what is top up. So when you pay 6,000, you get access to, yes, are there any questions? Yeah, you get access to self-paced videos and also the instructor, live instructor classes. So, and then if you want to go with a blended mode, okay, where you get, as I said, the online self-paced mode is a mandatory mode. And when you take the blended or the professional mode, you pay 4,000 plus 5,000. You get the complete access of the CCNA course, where the instructor is there, the classroom trainings are there, and self-paced training is also there. So these are top-ups, the three options. The first is a mandatory option. So the same way, you go to programs, certification, and you have the CCNP. And in CCNP, as I told you, there are two papers. To become a certified professional, you have to take up two papers. One is the enterprise score, and the other one is the NRC. You have the same options for both of the papers. Here come the first paper. So it's also a 60-hour online training program. So 40 hours of live mentoring, doubt clarification, hundreds of labs. And you have the complete course syllabi, which you can download. And here are the modes of delivery. Okay, it is the same as I showed you for the associate level. So here also, the first mode, the online self mode, is a mandatory program. And here we go. So it is the same. The first option, which is the online self-paced, is a mandatory. If somebody wants just that, they can take up, just click this. So you get, so the cost we have put very minimal. If you see across India, The program is being sold in dollars outside India, but it is a very minimal fees that we are charging. And it is a very highly recognized program. It goes into the core of networking. And then if you want instructor led, it's a top up of 3,000, 6,000 plus 3,000. At 9,000, you get a complete live instructor led training along with self-paced as and go model. Whenever you want, you can access the videos. Plus, on the scheduled days, or it could be every day, as per the schedule, the instructor is online. Both theory and lab are conducted simultaneously. And if in case you're looking for a professional complete training, you go for a blended or a pro mode, wherein you go with the first option and the third option. You pay 6,000 and 7,500, 13,500 for the first paper. The same is for the NRC, the second paper. So the good thing of this course is the first paper also entitles you to write your CCIE exam directly. So this becomes the qualifying exams for the highest level of certification, which my colleague Mr. Masood was talking about. So the first paper is the qualifying paper for CCIE certification. So you do this, have certain experience, or go for a lab, prepare for the lab and take up the lab exam. So this paper helps you. But to appear for the lab, you have to have the NRC knowledge, you have to have design knowledge. There are other papers, design papers, you have to have knowledge on that. Then you can take up the CCI lab exam. But for qualifying as a CCI theory paper, you are, by taking the first encore paper, you qualify. So there are 4 options. I repeat, either for CCNA or for CCNP. We have 4 options of enrolling at Rooman. We have the online option, we have the live option, we have the classroom, and we have the pro mode. These are the 4 different modes of delivery, both for CCNA and CCNP. Thank you all. Thank you. So stay in touch. Get in touch with us for your further queries. Thank you.